Pat, great to see you. Thanks for joining us. Good turnout here. That's something we're getting used to when Pat Brown is in town. Weight made, first weigh-in as a professional. Not long to go now. How are you feeling?
Yeah, not long to go. I always bring a few people with me in that. They come far and wide. And, yeah, this is it's go time now. Everything's done, refueled up, and I'm ready to put on a performance.
You said to me at the press conference that you were finding it hard to stay on the sofa. You're starting to get a little bit wound up now. How were you feeling facing off with Federico Grandone?
Every time my legs are shaking now, I'm ready to go. Seriously, I'm ready. This is good. This is what I've been missing. You know, I didn't feel these feelings until last summer in the Olympics, and I've missed it big time.
And in terms of everything that comes with this, headlining on your professional debut, no doubt there's pressures, but you know what they say about pressure in this game. What's your message? What's your promise to this crowd? What do you want to deliver them tomorrow?
I'll deliver him the night of the life. I know I will. You know, my cousin, this Sunday, it would have been a year ago since he passed away and left me. So he's still inside me, so he's fighting Pat Brown and Ross Aiken on Friday night. So, yeah, we're all there. We're all there for him, and we're going to blow that roof off.
Fantastic. Well, it's Darren, over to you.
You would have been dreaming of this debut for a long time now. How does that dream play out tomorrow night?
I'm just going to be cool, calm, collected. I'm going to take it all in. I'm not going to, you know, ruin it with nerves and excitement. I'm going to put on a mature performance, you know. This guy's no mug. He's in good shape. He's coming to win the fight. And, yeah, he's game. Game as a badger. He's going to come forward and then, yeah, he's going to feel a shot right on his jaw. And then he's going to know, don't step in front of me.
Little final message, Pat, to this crowd.
Pardon?
Little final message to the crowd.
Yeah, just thanks very much for coming. Yeah, we know the dilly-dally boys, don't we?
Pat, wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Tomorrow
Cheers.
night, here is a
Thank
final
you.
reminder of what is coming your way.
Cheers, thanks a lot. Cheers. Thank you very much.
Live on DAZN tomorrow from Planet Ice in Altrincham. 5:30 p.m. before the bell. Liam Taylor versus Jamie Stewart. Big fight that for Liam Taylor. Knows a win will lock in that shot against current British welterweight champion Conor Walker later in the year. Taylor Bevan's dazzled so far, hasn't he? 2-0 with 2 knockouts, fights for the third time as a professional tomorrow night, and then Conor Tudsbury on what is a massive night for the gym. Jamie Moore and Nigel Travis, of course, Pat Brown and Cameron Vong also in action. But Conor Tudsbury, who looked good on his professional debut 6 weeks ago, is back in action. Before we cross live to the main DAZN broadcast, 7 p.m. for the return of William Crolla. 7-0, 6 knockouts, 5 knockouts coming in the very first round. He meets Emmanuel Zion in the opener before the English super middleweight title is on the line as champion Rhys Farnhill meets Mark Dickinson. The chief support, the long-standing rivalry, all the talk is done. It's finally put to bed in the ring. WBO European lightweight title on the line as Cameron Fong and Jordan Flynn finally do battle. And then, of course, in the main event, the professional debut of Pat Brown, who meets Federico Grandone. Eddie Hearn has joined us in the studio. Eddie, when you heard the crowd there, you were smiling from ear to ear. Why?
Because, you know, you got a ticket seller of incredible numbers, but someone that can really fight, someone with pedigree, someone that's been in the big tournaments around the world, someone that represented GB in the Olympics, and someone that sold more tickets on his professional debut than probably any fighter in the last decade, 2 decades, I don't know. And tomorrow night you'll see it live. And I'm excited about the following, but I'm really excited about the fighter. You know, I spoke to people who've sparred in this camp, and they just say, oh, what an horrible handful. You know, he's all action. He's exactly what the public love to see. And it's a really good card tomorrow night. You know, we were just saying, even before the bell, you know, Conor Tudsbury's in a tough fight. William Crolla's in a really, really good fight. Taylor Bevan's opponent looks bang up for it as well. And, of course, Cameron Vong, Jordan Flynn, great fight. Farnhill Dickinson, really, really good fight as well. And I managed to pick up the 1,000 dong as well on the floor, which was a right time. During the weigh-in, I was asking someone to Google the translation for that 1,000 dong. Probably a quid, but we're not leaving it on the floor.
What's impressed you about the character of Pat, particularly this week, and the composure he's shown?
Just a real hard-working, honest individual. You know, when we sat down and we had our conversations with him, he was talking to every other promoter. We just clicked. We just got on. You know, we just believed in each other. I know that when I'm investing in a fighter, I need quality and ability, but I need someone with a great work ethic that's not going to all of a sudden go off the boil, start getting too big for his boots, not training properly. Pat Brown's going to give it 110% every day of the week. He's a proper Manchester lad with a real great head on his shoulders, great work ethic, great mindset, and really the only thing that can stop him is his own work ethic, which is unquestionable, and ability, and he's got it all. So just got to be a little bit calm tomorrow night. It's actually a good matchup. This is not a guy that's going to come and just cover up after 30 seconds and walk away. I hope he's not as tough as the Argentinian Palacios that we had in Sydney last week against Katiev, because he was unbelievable. But we want someone that comes to fight back a little bit. I mean, that's the pressure of headlining your own show. The great thing about Next Gens is people like, Cameron Vong, people like Mark Dickinson, people like William Croller can get those main event slots in front of a decent crowd and really experience that pressure. But Pat's headlining. And in your debut, that brings another element of pressure. So you don't want to go out and be wild and get carried away and walk onto one. You're not talking about guys, super bantams and feather. These are big guys. And the great thing about the cruiserweight division is they can punch and they've got explosive speed. You make a mistake and you walk onto one, it doesn't matter how many tickets you've sold. So the experience that Pat Brown has gained over the years will help him in that respect. Stay calm, listen to Jamie and Nigel, and go and box well and entertain. And he'll knock this kid out.
You mentioned 3 words there: calm, pressure, nerves. You as a promoter, when you've got the total package there, do you sit there nervous, hoping that they deliver? It's the perfect debut.
We all know the game. We know that anything can happen. And we know that tomorrow night, Pat Brown is a big favourite against a decent fighter, that he should go in there and knock out and get the whole of the city, the whole of the country excited about the journey of potentially the next star of British boxing, the next big star, someone that can fill up the Co-op, someone that can fill up the Manchester Arena, and all of a sudden the kind of performance that I think he can give can get people very excited. But when that bell goes, it's over to them. We've done our thing. We've given him the big build-up, completely sold out. The roof, you'll see tomorrow, you'll see a really special atmosphere. I'm talking Ricky Hatton levels from the early days. I'm talking Johnny Fisher now. I'm talking Josh Warrington in Leeds. It's the same kind of vibe, and this is the guy to lead the charge of Manchester over the next few years. But it's a fight game and anything can happen.
Chief support. We finally see it. The third time of asking Cameron Vong and Jordan Flynn put it all to bed, the long-standing rivalry. What are your big questions tomorrow ahead of that one?
Well, I think it's a good time for Jordan Flynn to get this fight. Originally, first time around, no one gave him much of a shot in the fight. He's a good young fighter. He's a 3-time national champion. He's undefeated. But at the same time, Cameron Vong, the hype was off the scale. Now, it was a big step up against Gavin Gwynn, but it was a very close fight. And I don't think he boxed to his full potential there, even though he was probably moved a little bit too quick. Now you're reversing a little bit, but there's a lot of pressure on Cameron Vong because now there's a little bit of doubt. And if I'm Jordan Flynn, I'm probably more confident now than I was when the fight was first made. And, Cameron's got to go in and make a statement tomorrow night. When we talk about fighters with tremendous ability and hype, you've got to go and beat people like Jordan Flynn. Because Jordan Flynn's a guy that, he's an English level guy, maybe a guy that can go on and fight for the British title. Cameron Vong is supposed to be this world level prospect that's going to go on over the next couple of years and fight for a world title. Well, if you are, you have to be going through the levels. But now you've got the pressure of the Gwynn fight, a few critics, a few doubters. I think that'll bring the best out of Cameron Vong tomorrow.
Do you think Jordan's got under Cameron's skin at all?
I think Cameron can't stand him. I mean, up there, he's like, I just can't do it. And I can't listen to you. I mean, and that's, who knows? I think, sometimes a loss can really, evolve you as a fighter. What happened with Cameron was it was a fight that he could have lost. It was a very close fight, but he got the win. But the same lessons from a defeat in a fight like that will be absorbed. And I think that will make him a much better fighter. To come through 10 hard rounds like that against someone like Gavin Gwynn will evolve you so much. And I'm hoping that we see big improvements from Cameron Vong tomorrow night because I think it's time for him to make a statement.
Final one on Will Croller. I mean, you've compared him to a young Gennady Golovkin, the way he turns them shots over.
That's big I'm the hype man. I'm your favourite hype man, right? And I honestly believe that Will Croller has freakish punch power. And it's all very well like breezing through low-level opposition. But the last fight particularly was a guy that basically always goes the distance against very talented young fighters. And Will stopped him in the first round. And it was a freakish kind of shot, and sometimes he turns his knuckles over, he throws them from different angles as well.
Like Golovkin.
Yes, there you go. And I think that this fight is actually a big acid test for him because all of a sudden, when you're coming through and you're knocking people out and everyone's getting, out of control on the hype, every now and again you just reach the moment where you just get a little bit of a gut check and you're in with someone that doesn't just go over when you land one on the chin, and someone that does fire back, and someone that's got decent fundamentals as well. And this is the fight he's in tomorrow. You know, there's a lot of people, when you make a good fight on the undercards, always people that can't go, you know, he's in a tough fight, you know. I mean, you did it earlier with Conor Tudsbury. You know, those two fought in the amateurs in a very good fight. A lot of people expecting Conor Tudsbury to be in a good fight tomorrow night. But I've had 3 or 4 people say to me about Will Crawler, that's a serious fight, you know. And if you get carried away with it, and I probably don't help, all of a sudden you can come unstuck over 6 rounds against someone that all of a sudden takes the shots, firing back. So nice and composed, but I rate Will Crawler. I mean, what a dark horse, Will Crawler. Yeah. You know? I mean, this is a kid I used to see in the changing rooms when Ant was fighting for the world title. He was, I don't know how old he was, 15, 16, 17. I didn't even know he boxed back then. Then I found out he was a decent amateur, but, you know, went off the rails and didn't really... And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like we've been gifted with this top prospect, big ticket seller, likeable guy, and really exciting. Like dynamite in his hands.
How far away from the domestic guys at 154 pounds, Sinead Bostan and...
I think you'll find out. I think you'll find out tomorrow night. I mean, this isn't going to tell us if he's going to go on and be a world champion, but it's going to tell us if he's ready to start moving to 8 and 10 for English title level and British title eliminators. If you keep breezing through these levels, you just keep going. You know, you don't mess it all up and go too fast, but you also don't tread water. And, you know, maybe he's got it. Maybe he's the real deal. But I'll tell you what, when you carry power, makes such a big difference. Darren knows. I mean,
61% knockout ratio.
Exactly.
And on that note, it's time to end. Great night, great card of next-gen action coming your way tomorrow from Planet Ice here in Altrincham. 5:30 p.m. before the bell, 7 p.m. DAZN broadcast from myself, Jamie Ward, Darren Barker, Eddie Hearn. We'll see you tomorrow, as of course, in the main event, it's a big warm welcome to professional boxing for Pat Brown.